Hey guys, it's me, Angels Girl 27, also known as Glitz and Sparkle. I am here today to do a tutorial on a very simple tumbler. It's actually an order that I'm fulfilling for a customer, but it's super easy and it's super pretty. As per their request, I will be using 3 different types of glitter. Rose gold, how pretty that is, and they want it white, so I like Snowgies from the Glitter Guy. It's white, but a lot of whites lose their sparkle and their shimmer under epoxy, but Snowgies keeps the sparkle even after you epoxy, so I love this. And then I'm going to add a little chunky glitter, Disco Unicorn by Feather Bear Bling. So those are the 3 glitters that we're going to use today. I've already sanded my cup. It's already prepped, spray painted, and it's ready to go. So I always forget my parchment paper when I'm doing glitter. I don't know why. So silly. So I'm gonna get my 3 pieces of parchment paper so I can catch and save my glitter, because with glitter being $5, $6, $7, I've even seen some for $8 for 2 ounces. Yeah, I like to save glitter. So I have my epoxy, as you can see. I already gave it a hot water bath, and now I'm going to mix the 2. Again, I use KSResin. I made a switch to KS from another brand I was using. I really like KS because it gives your tumblers like a glass finish, and I like to give it a stir in the hot water. You can see I like to do that. I get less bubbles this way. It's easier to mix, because we know that part A is very thick, and KSResin really loves heat. It loves heat. So give it a water bath. When I mix in the hot water in the measuring cup, and then if I need to, I'll let it sit for a bit, and if there's a significant amount of bubbles, I pop them with my heat gun, usually not many. And this particular cup, just like the last tutorial I did, I really don't worry about the bubbles, because I'm going to apply the epoxy with my finger. And I've mixed 10 milliliters of epoxy. I won't use half of that. So with the excess, I'll probably make a little mold or something like that. So I'm letting it sit. I see some bubbles are starting to rise to the top. Pop. Heat gun. all of my bubbles are gone. I don't know if you can see that, but no bubbles. Perfect. That is perfect. Give it one last little bit of a stir. And we are ready to go. Because I'm only, I'm not spinning, I'm just gonna apply with my finger. This is very similar to the Northern Lights cup I did the tutorial on, where after I applied my glitters, I just let it hang dry because I used so little epoxy that it didn't need to spin. The glitter was going nowhere. I have my trusty little friend, my silicone brush, where I scrape off the excess. So I'm gonna go ahead and start applying the epoxy so I could go on and glitter my cup. So here we go. I love KS. It has about a 45-minute work time, so you do have to be pretty swift because it'll start heating up and curing on you if you're not fast with your applying. Again, we only are using it as an adhesive, so it doesn't have to be dripping. Remember, the less epoxy that you use, the less glitter you will have to use. And again, with those glitter prices, yeah, you might want to be saving some of that glitter for your other projects. If not, if you use too much epoxy, you'll get those wet marks when you apply your glitter. Like they look like little oil slick spots. And that's because there was too much epoxy used, and you're gonna have to add more glitter to soak up that epoxy, which means you're using more glitter than you have to. And I always use parchment paper to catch that glitter. I'm going to add the epoxy to the bottom of the cup last because I'm going to be switching back and forth glitters, and I need to be able to put the cup down and not having it sticking to the table. But I am going to get the rims like that. I have a little epoxy left over. I'm going to save that for the bottom of the cup. I'm just going to go ahead with my silicone brush and just scrape off any excess glitter. Not glitter, any excess epoxy that's on the cup, because remember, it doesn't have to be dripping with epoxy, just enough to get the glitter to stick to the cup. And I'm scraping it off, and I'm putting it right back in the cup so I can use it for the bottom, cover the bottom, because I am going to glitter the bottom. So that looks good. Go ahead and set that to the side and lay out my parchment paper, and I'm going to start with Snowgies for white. So I'm going to start, let's say, here. I'm just turning the cup and have like a little swirl action going on here. I'm just sprinkling it on, Make sure I'm getting some good coverage. This is a really pretty white. You can see already that sparkle. And it's going to stay sparkling like this because this particular glitter, like I said, does not dull under epoxy. I want to make sure I have really good coverage. Going over it again. Put that down, and like I said, glitter is expensive, so I'm going to take all of the glitter that I caught and get it back in that container. Okay, I'm going to set that to the side, grab my parchment paper, and then I'm going to go ahead and fill in the rest with rose gold. Let's be interested. Let's see. This rose gold is so pretty. And believe it or not, this is my first time using it. It has been sitting and sitting, and I just have not done anything with it because I've been busy filling custom orders that I haven't really had much time to just create and play around with colors. So when the customer asked for rose gold, I got excited. Can we see that? Very pretty. Shake off, and then I'm going to catch all this glitter that I've caught, put it back in my container. Waste not, want not. That's my motto. I'm gonna put that to the side. Now the next glitter I'm gonna work with is this Disco Unicorn. And all I'm gonna do with this is just go along the seam. You see that? And cover that up with this. Now this didn't come in a shaker, so I'm gonna put it in a little cup. That way I can control it. Then in the bag, if I left it in the bag, it would just all over. So because I use so little epoxy, this is what I'm going to do to get that to stick on. I'm gonna take my finger thingy, finger glove, fingers, I don't even know what you call these things, whatever you call it. And that little bit of epoxy that I have, I'm going to take a little bit and just go down that seam with it, just patting. And it doesn't matter, I don't care if the glitter shifts a little bit there, because it's going to be covered anyway with the glitter. I'm going to cover that right up. I'm going to go on the other seam. It's like a seam. And go down with my finger. If I don't do this and I try to apply that chunky glitter, it won't stick because I use so little epoxy to get the white and the rose gold on that, take this off, no more glitter will stick to the cup, if that makes sense. So now I'm gonna catch this glitter when it falls. I'm just gonna sprinkle. And let the parchment paper catch it, and whatever falls, falls, whatever stays, stays. See that? So pretty. And go here again with the attitude, whatever sticks is supposed to be there. Whatever falls, well, it ain't supposed to be there. I'm gonna go over it again, make sure it's covered, and it looks pretty covered to me. Look at that. Very pretty. I'm gonna set that down. Again, glitter is expensive. I'm gonna, especially this chunky is so pretty. I really want to save this. I'm gonna put this back in the cup, and then I'm gonna dump the cup, what's left in the cup, back inside of the bag. Just like that. Now, I have the bottom. I saved the bottom. So what I'm going to do is, if I can, I'm going to work this way. I'm going to take my pipe out. And I'm going to cover the bottom with rose gold. So I need to go back and get me one of those little fingerlings. That's what I'm going to start calling them. That works for me. Grab one of these fingerlings. I like that. That's cute. There was a toy called Fingerlings. My daughter, all the kids were obsessed with those little fingerlings. So I'm gonna go get my parchment paper that had the rose gold. And this is how I do. I just sprinkle some out. I'm gonna take the epoxy, go over the bottom of the cup. It's really starting to thicken up now, that epoxy. Bottom of the cup. Make sure I cover the whole bottom because I'm just going to dip the bottom into that little pile of glitter there, like this. Covered. Can you see that? For me, that's the easiest way to do the bottoms. You get coverage and it smushes down. And that's what you want. You want it to smush down so that when you do your first epoxy layer. Now what I always do as well, because this chunky glitter doesn't always lay flat, I just take my finger and just lightly press it down, make sure it lies flat. You see? I just press it down really lightly, trying not to move it or shift it in any way, but I need that to lie flat. I need it to lie flat. I had almost the unfortunate incident where I almost cut my finger open when I had the cup spinning and I was trying to get the first layer of epoxy on, and when my finger went across the chunky glitter, I wasn't paying as much attention as I should have. I mean, everything really stuck me in the finger. Really, it didn't cut me open, but it really stuck me in the finger. So this is what I have for now. Isn't that gorgeous? Messing with this light. Just trying to bring it down a little so you can see this glitter. Isn't that gorgeous? And that unicorn, that disco unicorn really brings it out there. Really brings it out. Very pretty. So again, because I did the epoxy method, this does not have to spin, just like the Northern Lights cup that I still have sitting here drying. It will be ready for the customer on Tuesday. I'm just gonna hang this. Now, where do I hang them? Well, let me show you. I think I told you all that I am a school teacher. So I have these little stools. It's just these regular stools that I got from Family Dollar. And they've been sitting in my garage and I'm like, I don't know what to do with them. What? I turned these bad boys over and I pulled off the rubber bottom. And look at that. I have instant cup dryers. And I have 5 of these stools. So I'm really lucky. So I'm just going to take this. Look at that. And set it on there. And let it dry overnight. Tomorrow I'm going to come in with the flood coat. And I will show you how I work my KSResin. Remember, it loves heat, so I'm going to show you some little tricks that I use that gets full coverage I don't get any fish eyes or any ripples or anything like that. So we'll be back tomorrow. See you soon.